Welcome back to Legally Speaking. I'm Matt Topolsky, and I'm joined here by Jim Walker, attorney in Houston. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
We were talking about the constitutionality of some of these claims and about the Constitution being gutted by tort reform. Let's also talk about, if we can, the judgments and the limitations on what people can be receiving back from these insurance companies. How are people being affected by that right now?
Well, it has a devastating effect on the civil system, actually. When the legislature can decide what a cap is and what the cap should be on a particular claim, it takes away all the power from the jury. When the judge can issue a remediature on a case, if they don't like the fact that the plaintiff got too big of an award, if they scored for a change, they hate that. Apparently, nobody wants to see people being compensated for the injuries they suffer as a result of someone else's negligence. I mean, a lot of things are going on out there. I mean, the BP thing that's going on with this horrible oil spill, it's out of the public's viewfinder at this point because it's been over a year and people have moved on to the next thing.
Let's talk about BP for a second, because it seems like the appetite has definitely disappeared for news about that. But there are many people who are still waiting on their claims. There are many other people that have been shunned away completely. And, you have said before, driving in from Louisiana, you've seen the fraud, banners on the highway.
Yeah, that billboard disturbed me greatly. It says that catastrophe invites fraud. Disaster invites fraud. It's what? If by fraud you mean I bought insurance on my house and it was wiped out by a hurricane, and I want to collect now, if that's fraudulent, then I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
How about it's fraud to tell me that the wind didn't blow the roof off, the hurricane didn't take the roof off, the roof just miraculously came off, and it's not covered under my policy.
And the water is miraculously clean.
Yeah,
and the beaches are miraculously clean now.
And I don't know. People can't eat seafood out of the Gulf anymore. They're afraid to. And now, just the other day, they were saying that there were some other issues with the shrimp from the Gulf. People's livelihoods have been destroyed on the Gulf Coast, particularly in Louisiana. We have a number of cases in our office in Houma, Louisiana, and the GCCF is just not moving on these cases and paying these claims. They're trying to get out of them, again, as cheaply as possible. Fairness has nothing to do with it. As cheaply as possible seems to be the watchword now. Let's get out of this as cheaply as we can. Who cares how bad they were injured? Who cares how badly they were affected? Who cares about their livelihood? Who cares that we destroyed America's ocean, the Gulf? Who cares? Well, we better start caring. We better not let things go out of our mind after a year passes. We better recall. We better start recalling what has happened and not forget those who have damaged us and make them clear this up. Who knows how long it's going to take for that Gulf to be cleaned up? It's not cleaned up now.
Yeah.
It's still not cleaned up. They still haven't paid out the claims. They set aside $20 billion and they've paid out $4 billion. Yeah. And it's been well over a year. What are they waiting on?
Yeah. And it's setting a dangerous precedent for this stuff in the event that it would happen again in the future.
Yeah. It basically says you can do anything you want to the coastline of the United States. You can treat those people over there in that country any way you want to. You know, the thing that separates this great nation from the third world countries is the fact that if you're mistreated here, you can redress your injuries. You can redress your claims in civil court. And
it seems like people's rights in that area are slowly being taken
They're
away
being
from them.
eroded actually rather quickly. You know, everybody, the watchword now as well, those Americans are sue happy, they're litigious, they'll sue over anything. Yeah, what happens is, as a news company or someone, the news gets a hold of one really bad story, and that's all you hear about. Oh, the coffee in the lap case. My God, that went on for years. And the woman never did get all that money. She ended up with $60,000. And she was horribly injured and disfigured, by the way.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to talk about how litigious we are. That's not true at all.
Yeah.
But the fact that we can go to court is what separates us from the rest of the world, the rest of these the third world nations that don't have the power. Do we want to end up in that position? I'd rather hang on to our Constitution and hang on to our civil liberties and have the right to redress our claims in civil court. And if they want to call us litigious, fine. They can say anything they want to. But we have fairness here, and we need to really hang on to that, because justice and fairness is slipping away from us with the tort reforms and with big business pressing down on our civil liberties.
From a constitutional perspective, when we come back, I'd like to talk a little bit about the power of the jury, if we can. And
Okay.
maybe people can understand a little bit more about the rights that are being taken away from them in that area as well.
Okay.
So more with Jim Walker here on Legally Speaking in a moment.